Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full coverage foundation routine. I'm going to be showing you how I get my flawless face base. This is going to last all night long, and it's also really great for acne scars and current acne. You want to start off with moisturized skin. I've already moisturized mine with this Neutrogena oil-free acne moisturizer. And then, of course, I primed my face, and I'm using the Porefessional today. This is the only primer that I currently have that semi holds my oils back. So it's always going to depend what skin type you have, is what kind of primer you're going to want to use and what kind of foundation you're going to want to use. But you always want to make sure you put a primer. It's going to make it last all day. For foundation, my go-to full coverage is mixing the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation. So I'll just take a little bit of each and kind of mix it together on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to place it in the areas of my face. I like to place it towards the middle first because that's where I need the most coverage. In the middle, I have some redness, I have some zits going on, and I have some old acne scarring. So then whatever is left, I'll put on the outer perimeter of my face. And then whenever I'm finished using it, whatever's left on my hand, I'll kind of just wipe under my chin. I really like using a sponge to apply my full coverage foundation because it still keeps me hydrated. It's not going to make it cakey and thick and just super like you're wearing a mask. I feel like a sponge just totally makes it melt into your skin. I haven't had a sponge in a little while, which is why you guys haven't seen me use one, but I finally got a new sponge, and this is the L'Oreal one that I've been really loving. So instead of placing a ton of foundation on your face first and then blending it out, what you do is place a normal amount of full coverage foundation, blend it out, and then whatever areas that you see like maybe zits or something that need a little bit more coverage, you just take a little bit of the foundation, dot it on there, and then gently blend it away. That way the parts that need coverage have it, and then the parts that don't. That way we don't look cakey. So my little secret tip is what I do to make it last forever is I take my setting spray and I spray after the foundation is done. Then when I head into concealer, it actually just makes it adhere better to my skin. And then even when I set with a powder, I just feel like everything is locked into place. So here I'm just doing my normal concealer routine. I'm using the NYX HD Photogenic. I'm just using that a little bit under my eyes and on the chin and the forehead just to get more brightness and more coverage, but mainly I'm using the WetnWild Photofocus Concealer. This has been my favorite lately. It's actually got really good coverage, and it blends out so nicely. It reminds me of something, and I can't remember it. I feel like it reminds me of the NARS concealer, but I could be wrong. So I'm just going to place this in the areas that I normally do, and then I'm also going to be blending that out with my L'Oreal Beauty Sponge. Once I'm done blending out all the concealer, I'm going to set it with the WetnWild Photofocus Pressed Powder. And I always like to look up when I'm setting my under eyes. I try to prevent creasing as much as I can, but honestly, that's just how my eyelids are, and they always crease no matter what products I'm using. So I always start with my eyes first, and then I'll go ahead and set the rest of the areas where I had placed concealer. Something I think is very important is to just not use too much powder. Like, I definitely have combination skin. I get oily in my T-zone, so I do need to set it down with the powder no matter what. But just don't go too heavy because it can look really bad and crepey. So now what I do is I take this old dingy Real Techniques sponge and I'm going to use the yellow shade from that contour palette. And I kind of make an outline. I'll either do this before or after my bronze touring. It changes all the time, but I'm just taking that yellow shade and just kind of outlining where I'm going to bronze tour. And then I'm going to take this e.l.f. high definition powder and just set my cheeks, like basically just set the areas that didn't get set. But I'm taking such a small amount of powder, guys, like a very tiny amount. And then I'm also going to set my neck because I always drag my foundation down my neck. Now I'm going to contour, bronze tour. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I always call it bronze tour because I don't like to say I contour, and I also don't do separate steps of bronzing and contouring. I just do it all in one with one color, and that's how I do. So I'm just doing my normal bronze touring routine. I like to usually make like a 3 shape on the sides of my face, and then we're going to get into blush. So you want to choose a blush when you have acne or current pimples. You want to choose a blush that is matte. That way it's not going to highlight. Any shimmer is going to like make your bumps or I guess textured skin stand out. So you definitely want to choose a matte blush if you have any current acne or texture on your skin. And for highlight, you can still wear highlight, girl, even if you have some texture skin. Just try to make sure you keep it away from the pimples. You can see I have one in my T-zone right there. I'm trying to make sure that none of the highlight gets on my pimples because then it's going to be like, beep, hey, guess what? I'm here. How you doing? It'll be just way more noticeable. So just try to keep it on the highest points of your cheeks and away from any pimples or textured skin, and you'll be good. And of course, I forgot to contour my nose again, so I'm just doing that here. So at the end of all of my face-based routine, once I've got all the powders on, I like to take my powder brush and just, wipe away that yellow shade that I put down and just kind of like lightly blend everything together so it just looks seamless and cohesive and all of that goodness, and it doesn't look like puzzle pieces or lines. Everything needs to look like it's melting together. And then once I'm really done, we're going to take our setting spray once again and drench ourselves. That way everything is set into place. And this is it. I just went ahead and finished my makeup, and this is what it looks like with everything on. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment below any questions, comments, anything. Say hi to me, girl. It's cool. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.